Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is KBH Stitches, and this is Flosstube number 11 on, today is the 3rd of January of 2024, and I had thought that I would be back to you between Christmas and New Year's, but that didn't happen, which just leaves me more to share today. So anyway, Happy New Year. I hope you had lovely holidays. As always, thank you for all of the support. You are welcome here, and I so appreciate the feedback and the comments and all of the support. It's really a wonderful connection, and I enjoy it thoroughly. So I'm here today with just kind of a regular floss tube. I know everybody's doing their whip parades, and I love watching a whip parade, but this is only my 11th video, and I think like my first 3 were my whip parade because I have so many whips. And then my hope is that this year I'm going to work on those whips a little bit. So my kind of plan is to skip it this year and hopefully the start of next year have a bit of a pared down whip parade that I can actually manage in one go. So that's my hope. So today I have just FFOs, whips, all the kind of standard floss tube fare. So begin at the beginning with FFOs. You have seen this finish before. This is 5 o'clock by Ink Circles, but my husband cut out the martini glass and we mounted that on there, and now we just need to figure out how to get a hanger on there, and we're going to hang it up in our sewing / office room. So that got done, and that was so sweet of him to do. Speaking of, I have a new light here. You can't see it, but it's a ring light, but it's solid. I don't know what that means. And then it goes up probably 5 feet. So we're trying this out, and it's so sweet of him to encourage this. And so that's the difference in the lighting today. So we'll see how it works out. I'm really glad it's up there as opposed to in my face because I wouldn't be able to see. So anyway, on to more FFOs. I made 3 pillows. I had shown you, this is Merry Chickmas by Not Forgotten Farm. This is what I stitched on the Osnaburg fabric. And I went ahead and just made this into a little pillow. And I kind of de-Christmased it so that it could be out all the time. I mean, it's still a little Christmas tree, but I love it so much. I wanted it to be out all the time. And so I kind of just made it a little more basic, but just added some buttons, kind of kept it primitive in the feel of the actual design. So that is Merry Chickmas. And then this I finished a long time ago. This is from Plum Street Samplers. It's Rack Stack. I have stitched a bunch of these all on one piece of fabric. I have 4 of them to finish, 4 of them that are ready to finish, and then another piece of fabric that I think I'm stitching on the second one, and then I'll stitch 4 on that. And I possibly have another piece of fabric ready for other ones. I like these so much, but I'm doing all of those on a different colored fabric. But this one, when it came out, I just loved that called for fabric so much. So the other ones I'm doing are 40 count, but this is 36 count. And I put some just dots on the back, but I just loved this called for fabric so much. And that's something I would never pick, so I went with it. But I finished that one probably a couple years ago, so that was fun to have out this Christmas season. This was, I had some issues with Christmas, so that felt Christmassy. And then as we'll come to in the whips, I did take out Christmas in my heart, and I kind of flailed on it and failed. So I wanted to do something Christmassy, but not something giant. And so I found this little freebie on the website for the Scarlet House. Yeah. And I had taken some of that Osnaburg fabric and coffee tea dyed it. And so I did this little, I stitched this in just a day. And like I said, that Osnaburg fabric is, it's basically like a 31 by 40 count. So these stitches are rectangular, but since the design was up and down, I did them so that they would be, you know, this way, like that. This one, since it was elongated, I flipped the fabric basically so the stitches would be like long that way. Does that make any sense whatsoever? So anyway, you can play with it, but you can also see the difference between the tea dyed and the regular. And then I took this bell charm from my lovely Stitchy Kindness package to kind of add to the Christmassy of it, and this real sweet green on the back. So that was a real quick, so that's a freebie on the Scarlet House. And there are other Christmas freebies on there. So some I'm hoping to do. So that was my kind of quick, just kind of do something Christmassy because I was desperate for it, but I just kind of wasn't feeling it. And so I did that. Okay, so those were my fully finished. The other fully finished that I had that also kind of has a plan is I finished this Mary pillow for a friend. This is from Hands On Design, also a freebie. And a bunch of people were stitching it, and I kept seeing it and thought, oh my God, that's perfect. So I stitched that and finished it and sent it off. But I also kept behind a piece of the fabric. This is 36 count. I think it's summer khaki. So this is the other kind of half of the fabric I used. And then I just chose a few flosses. So what the design calls for, 3 different greens and 3 different reds, and then the brown. So I used the brown as called for, it's a DMC. And then I used just 1 green. Instead of 3, I used 1. I used DMC 367. So instead of 3 different greens, I just used the 1. And then I chose for the berries, there was supposed to again be 3 different colors. I chose one of the called fors, which was DMC 349. And I did, those are the bright berries. And then I chose a Victorian motto. This is called Poison Apple. And it's a little variegated, not a ton, but I did that for the other 2 berries. So instead of 3 greens, I chose 1, and then I just chose 2. 1 berry in every little bunch is this color, and 2 are in that color. So I'm going to, it was a real quick stitch. Once you get the rhythm of the berries and the leaves, it's all the same. So you kind of get the rhythm going. So that is one of my plans, is to make one of those so that I have a matching little pillow for my friend. So that's kind of an FFO and a plan. All right, finishes. I had taken these out. I think I talked about this last time, wanting to get these. Oh no, I was almost done. Sorry, this is Winter Salt Boxes by Plum Street Samplers. I had finished this and I was almost done with this. I think I had like 2 houses. I did not do any of the white, FYI. But this was a super cute little fun stitch, and I got that one all finished up. So here's the first one. And there's the second. Whoops. Sorry. And as I said, I ordered I think they're called Autumn salt boxes. And I think I can fit them. I could probably fit another. I'll either fit just that set or maybe even another one down here. I don't know. I'll have to measure out and see what's actually happening. But when I do know I'm going to make these into pillows, and I do know I want them to be tight. You know, I'm not going to put a huge border on that. I want it to be, you know, fairly tight. So I might be able to fit like fall and summer or spring. I only bought the fall set. So how about I let myself get the fall, see what happens and go from there. As you'll see, buying multiples is apparently in my nature. So that was finish number 1. And then finish number 2 came from my, I have to take this out. Oh, darn it. Well, I'm going to just try and do this the best way I can. Sorry, I thought I had prepared this one, but I didn't. This is my project that I take, to my stitching group. It's these little foxes and the little squirrels. And I finished, they're upside down. I finished the foxes. Isn't that cute? What a cute little pair. And then I went ahead and I started the squirrels. My minder's bloop. So she has a bunch more of these. I kind of want to find a third. I don't know. I like things in trios. So we'll see. I'll finish the squirrels first. Finish the squirrels before. This is how I end up with so many whips. Is that I can't seem to finish one thing before I buy another one to start. Okay. Anyway. So those were my FFOs and my finishes, which is pretty good, I think. 3 pillows. Finally getting that totally done. A present for a friend. Anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Okay, on to the whips. Like I said, I had a bit of a struggle. Christmas was just a lot. I don't know. Christmas wasn't a lot. It was fine. We have had 0 snow here, and it's really throwing me off. Like last year, you couldn't get to Lake Tahoe because there was like 8 feet of snow. Now, nobody's going there because there's rocks and no snow. So it's bizarre. If we could live in less extremes, that would be wonderful. Anyway, that's probably not happening anytime soon. All right, so my whips, 27.5. So I have been working on a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger as a 25/7 project, which means 25 minutes, 7 days a week. And that became overwhelming for me. So I switched it to 27.5. So 27 minutes, 5 days a week. That way it gives me a little wiggle room. I have failed on this miserably over the holidays, but that's going to change today. But I did complete this leaf, and I have been working on filling all this in. So what I'm going to do, there's something else in here. So I'm kind of going to go use this as my guide and fill in the rest of this. Then come over here. There's something I have to put before I change the page. I can't remember what it is. Oh, well, I could look at the pattern. Oh, hello. So I'm just, I'm over here. Okay. Oh, so the top of the pear. That doesn't always look like a pear, but whatever. I'm just right here. Do you see how much there's? Nikki Noodle finished this. It's unbelievable. And down here, the water, it's all satin stitch. And I think she said she just plumb forgot. And so she did it in cross stitches, and I'm doing it in cross stitches. I thought it looked really cool, actually. And I kind of like that. I like, If it's going to be cross stitch, I kind of like it to be cross stitch. Does that make sense? Anyway, so peacock, unicorn, and a badger. I'm not giving up on it as a 25/7, as a 27/5. Sorry, I can't even keep my brain straight. I think I just needed to get through the holidays, and like my husband was home all week, so we were just doing more. Once my son goes back to school, which is not until next Tuesday. Why? I have no idea. But I think I'll get in a better pattern with it. I hope. I really do want to stick with that. But I also, if it just becomes a ridiculous struggle, I think what I might do is like pick a different one for a month and then go back to that the next month and then a different, maybe do that. Or I was thinking of stitching, of going to Sarah's Stitchy Spot. She does 2 strands. And I mean, when I'm filling background, 2 strands would work. But when you're doing all the fiddly bits, 2 strands won't work. So I don't know. I'm going to try and go back to 27/5. That's what I'm going to try to do. We'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so the next, this was my grand failure. You all helped me pick out Christmas in My Heart as my Christmassy stitch. It did not go well, friends. It didn't go well. I don't even know. So what did I do? I did this snowflake and finished this flower and did this vine. The 40 count was killing me. The white not showing up was killing me. It just felt like a trial, and so it went away. So I wasn't feeling Christmassy, and I thought this is going to kill my, like, I'm not going to get anything done if I keep doing this. So I let myself off the hook, and so it goes. It's here, it's in its bag, it's ready to go. When I feel it, I'll feel it. And I'll get into how I'm working with all these this year anyway. And so hopefully it'll come up again. So because I failed so miserably on that, I thought, well, let's pick up something small and colorful and easy on my eyes, easy on the eyeballs. So this is from Satsuma Street. These are her, this was the Nutcracker series that she did a few years ago. I don't know why it doesn't say. It doesn't say. Anyway, it's a full kit. So it comes with the perforated paper, which is gold. So I hope you can see this. It comes with the perforated paper. It comes with all the DMC. It comes with the sequins and beads you will need. It comes with a regular needle, a beading, like it's a full kit. So I did not get very far. I got all the white done though. I got all the white done. So, these I keep in my Quilting with Nico. It's a Nutcracker bag. And it has mustaches inside, you guys. Mustaches! But as you can see, as far as the Nutcracker series goes, let me see here. I have finished the Mouse King. I have finished, let's take them out, the actual Nutcracker. I have to like cut this out and attach it. But I finished the Mouse King and the Nutcracker. I'm working on the Santa Nutcracker, and I have Drosselmeyer. I love that one. Saving this one for last, which is bad. Don't do that. Anyway, and then I also have her 12 Days of Christmas collection. So this is the kit for Partridge in a Pear Tree. This is 2 turtle doves, which I finished. Look how cute that is. This is 3 French hens. I talked about this with the beret last time. And then this year, she released 4 calling birds. So she's releasing these yearly. Right now on her site, you can get the 4 that have been released, but like 5 should come out next year. So they're not all out, just FYI. So again, I should probably finish one before I buy 4 more. But so it goes. I just keep this in my car usually, so that if I'm stuck at an appointment or whatever, I can generally see on perforated paper. You don't need a hoop and all that stuff. So they don't get a ton of attention, but they're wonderful. I highly recommend the Satsuma Street ornaments. And also, she has different ones for Christmas that are just like cute Santas and there's a cute penguin this year. And she also has Halloween ones that are awesome. The ones that came out last year are kind of vintagey. They're very cool. So I held off because, oh my God, I have to stop. Plus, I am not going to get into like having a Halloween tree. I can't. I can barely handle the Christmas tree. So, but they're great. So if you have something like that, for sure, check it out. I believe on her website, you can order PDFs of just the design or the kits, the full kits, for a limited time. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I don't exactly know what I'm talking about. Okay, so my next whip. So I tried that for Christmas. I didn't get very far because it was just busy. So a few days before, maybe the day before Christmas, whatever it was, I gave myself a break and I just said, pick up what you feel comfortable with. And so that was Eddie and Patsy. I love this stitch. It's on 36 count XJU Designs fabric that I swear I have the little tag somewhere, but I can't find it. I don't know. I know I kept it, but it must have gotten shuffled somewhere. But it is beautiful and it's so nice to stitch on, even though it's a little bit darker. It's kind of a darker gray, but I don't have any problems with it. And I'm stitching it all in DMC and it's just gorgeous. So I finished Eddie on Christmas Day, I want to say. That may be a lie. I'm not sure. But so I finished Eddie and then I came down here and I did the whole branch and now I'm finishing up this leaf. And then there's going to be a big flower right here and then I can start Patsy's over here. Her little feet go right there. But this is comfort stitching to the nth degree. Look at that bird, you guys. It's just, so this is from Maximum Cross Stitch, Ellen Reed, Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. But so this is a PDF download that you can get. I think you can also get the hard copies from Evertote. I think so, because I think there's a Roxy Flosco conversion for this. I actually think that's what she stitched it in, and I'm doing the conversion to DMC. You guys, I'm a little rattled today. I don't know. Anyway, I did the download. I'm doing the DMC. I love every minute of it. Go buy it. It's fabulous. Okay, and then it came time for my very first Pick It and Whip It of 24. So my hashtag that I'm using is Pick It and Whip It 24. I decided to add the year just to make it easier on myself if I was looking for something. So what I am doing this year is so last year we had a bunch of upheaval and so I had gone from stitching like on 5 things a day to basically stitching on one thing and kind of stitching it till it was done. But what I noticed was I didn't even have the brain power to like look for things. So I was just buying something new and finishing it, which is great. I love these things. This was one of them and I was a wonder to stitch. However, I have all these other things that I really, really love. I just didn't have the brain power to do it. So what I'm doing this year is on every Sunday night, my son is picking a whip bag. The only rule is he cannot look inside the bag. So he has to pick just based on the bag. Then on Monday, I start stitching on that and I stitch it all week. Now, as I said, some of these project bags have 2 things. Some of them have 7. So I'll have to figure that out as I go. The other thing I kind of decided is to give myself free Fridays so that if I want to finish something, I want to stitch on just something easy that day, I don't want to stitch that day, whatever the deal is, on Fridays, I'm giving myself a break. I also can just stitch on the whip if I want. It doesn't matter. So anyway, my son picked my most favorite bag from Quilting with Nico. So there's her little lad. Quilting with Nico on Etsy. These amazing otters, which are my favorite animal. And actually, I saw this fabric and said something to her about it, I believe. And she made me this bag. And she put the mushrooms inside because I also love mushrooms. And so Darren picked it and said, I remember that your friend made this for you. And so it was the perfect bag to start with. And inside this bag is Eat Crow by Plum Street Samplers. Sorry, I'm having to figure out, I used to have to battle with that, the window, and now I'm kind of trying to figure out the glare on the light. So this is Eat Crow by Plum Street Samplers. I am stitching this on 36 count light mocha by Zweigart. I'm using all the called for except, except I'm using, it calls for mascara and I'm using black coffee because I had it. But these are all the called for threads. And this is much bigger than I thought it was. But here we are. So, whoops, you stick there. Okay, but so I picked this up on Monday. Today is Wednesday. I have done, okay, this border is a beast and it is a floss eater. But so I did all this part of the border, this flower, this little thing, this flower, this little thing down here, I think. And a little bit, I started a little bit on the black. But this chart is giant. So I've made it all the way across the top. Hello. This thing is giant. So he's here. The vulture's here. He's got a huge pumpkin here. This is a big piece. I had no idea. I mean, I don't know why. It's not like I didn't look at the stitch count. I just didn't know. But anyway, so this is the piece that I'm going to work on this week. And of course, I open the bag and I also have in here Buzz Off from Plum Street Samplers with a piece of fabric. And I think I thought I was going to share the floss. That's not happening. So I have something ready to start as soon as I get this beast done, which isn't going to be anytime soon. But that is my first pick it and whip it of 24. And I think this is going to be a good thing for me. It's week 1, like day 2, so I'm probably getting ahead of myself. But there she is. All right, so that's whips. So I wanted to come back to the Osnaburg fabric real quick. As I showed you, I stitched both of these pieces on. I had done some coffee tea dyeing in between. So I'm going to just show you kind of the results of that. So the first thing I did, I had told you I bought 2 yards of the fabric, right? 2 yards of this Osnaburg, and I wanted more. So I had bought 7 more yards. Well, those came in, and it's clearly a different brand. This that came in is much rougher, and it has a lot more cotton seeds in it, if you can see the difference there. So, and also, what did I do here? Shoot, where did that, okay, here we go. The first one, this is the softer one with the less. This was basically a 31 by 41 count. The rougher with more cotton is basically a 32 by 37 count. So it's going to be a little tighter. I haven't stitched on it yet. But I first wanted to bring your attention to that. They're definitely, I mean, you can see this one is much stiffer than this one. So depending on brand, I got this from Amazon. I got this from Missouri Star Quilt Company. So obviously they're different. So you're going to want to test that in your way. So the first I tried the coffee tea dyeing. Shoot, I don't remember what's going on here. Where's the piece I cut out of? Is this. And so I went online and watched some videos. I did this. I have a mason jar. I heated up, and I just filled the mason jar with water, heated that much water, put it into the pan, added 8 tea bags to it, got it to a boil, wetted the fabric, shoved it in the jar, put the tea in the jar, let it sit for 20 minutes, took it out, put it on a cookie sheet, and just let it air dry. That's what I did. And this is what I got. Oops. This is not what I got. That's not the piece I did. Wait, what is happening here? This is the piece I did. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I did that later. So this is where I cut out the little piece for the bird. So this is what I got. Sorry, this is going to be hard. But it went from this to this, so definitely got darker, right? And definitely is modeled. Some of these are just creases from me, but there is definitely modeling there. Now this, so I scrunched it up in a ball and put it in. This is obviously the side that got hit by the tea more, and this is kind of the inside side. And I don't think you guys can tell the difference, but there is a difference. But I love this. So this was 20 minutes in hot tea. I don't know if that matters. 20 minutes in hot tea and left to air dry. And so what I did was, before I did this, I did measure the piece. And so the count was 31 by 41. It went down to 32 by 41. So minuscule. It went down a tad, but not really any amount that you would worry about too much. Okay, so that was the first one. So then I got this other fabric and I did some coffee tea dyeing with it. And I will say, when I wetted this before I put it in the jar, it got kind of soapy. So I think this has, what's that stuff? It's not starch, but there's something in it that makes it a little stiff. Now, I was hoping that that would kind of wash out and make it less stiff. But it didn't really. It's still as stiff. But look at how it took the dot. Look how it took the coffee. The tea. Jesus, Karen. So this was the same thing. This was 20 minutes in the jar, 8 bags of coffee, 8 tea bags, sorry, you guys. And again, this is kind of the outside of it, and this is kind of the inside. Oh, you can see that better. Okay, so this just gets kind of darker. It gets more modeled on the parts that get hit highest with the tea. And again, I just air dried these on cookie sheets. There was no baking. That's what I was trying to avoid. I didn't want to do that. So this took the coffee tea dye got more mottled. And you can see there's, whoops, the difference between the two. So then I took a piece of this and did it for 25 minutes, thinking, oh, that might not be much. Look how different. Look how different. And so this one was 25 minutes, and this one came out kind of splotchy. I don't know. I think it's cool. But isn't that interesting? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, my lesson is that I loved this. I like this outcome. I totally do. But you're not counting on it very much. Oh, and this one also. So this one was 32 by 37 when I put it in. And then it was 32 by 41 when I took it out. So I don't know what that means. It shrunk more, but only one way. And I don't know if that means anything. I really don't. But, so this was 25 minutes, and this was 20. So it makes a difference, for sure. But it also seems a little bit like each time it might turn out a little bit different. And so then I just had another piece of this one, so I threw it in there. So this is the other fabric. This was for 20, but you can see this came out more mottled than the first piece. It came out a little lighter overall with dark mottling, whereas the other one came out a little darker with not as heavy mottling. So anyway, I really like it. I like how it turned out. I will be using that a lot. Like I said, this harder stuff, I haven't stitched on it yet, and I bought 7 yards of it. So, if I hate it, there might be a giveaway or something. So, but again, this is all Osnaburg fabric, that I just got at Amazon and then a quilting store. So, I'm going to continue to play with that, but so far, I'm just really happy with it. I really love the kind of rustic look that it has. And so I kind of went searching and found a lot of things, a lot of freebies I want to do on it, a lot of punch needle and primitive stitcher pieces I would like to do on it. So I'm very happy with that result. So if you have any questions, let me know. I watched a video on tea dyeing from Jodi at Steel City Stitchers. She bakes hers. Like I said, I did not. And I watched another video and I can't think of it. And I'm so sorry because that's stupid, because she's the one who commented to me and told me I didn't need to bake it, that I could air dry it. And I'm trying to find it real fast. Watch later. Yes. Creatively Yours. Creatively Yours on Flosstube, and she has a bunch of videos, but Flosstube number 49, she talks about how she dyes her fabric, and she's using Rit dye. So Jodi used tea. That's where I learned about the number of tea bags and blah, blah, blah. But then Jodi baked hers. Over here in Creatively Yours, she used Rit dye, but she air dried hers. And so that's where I got that. Both of them use the mason jar technique. So that's just what that was the easiest thing for me anyway, because if I can put it on the counter and kind of shove it away, that just seems the easier option for me. So those were the two videos that I used. I will do my best to link them below. I don't know if I can link the actual videos, but I'll certainly link the Flosstube channels. Like I said, Creatively Yours, it's number 49. So thank you, ladies, for sharing your wisdom. I so appreciate it. It was a really fun experiment that I continue to plan to do. All right, on to haul. I did get some haul. I got some Christmas haul and some other haul. The first thing that I got was a dough bowl. Isn't she pretty? I got this dough bowl on Etsy. If you want to know, let me know. And I just love it. It's a perfect size. Obviously, I have a lot to do to fill it, but there's my 3 FFOs that I did. And then I bought these little things from the Felt Pod on Etsy. These were really affordable. These, you got 10 of these little peppermint candies for $10. And I bought this little gingerbread man as well. They shipped super, super fast. It was super well packaged to make sure nothing bad happened. I also bought a little one for a summer. It's like a bomb pop, you know, the popsicles that were red, white, and blue. I used to love those things. We called them bomb pops. I don't know if that's right, but anyway. So that was my first piece of haul, and this is down on my sideboard, and I'm super excited to fill that with pillows, to use my Osnaburg, to make more pillows this year. I've really enjoyed surrounding myself with cross stitch, and I'm sure my husband is losing his mind, but he's being supportive, so I'm going with it. All right, the other thing that I got, this is an exclusive kit from Hobby House Needleworks. This is by Stacey Nash. God, I can never do that one. Stacey Nash, As the Crow Flies Pin Keep. Isn't that pretty? And I had never ordered from Hobby House before. My husband ordered my Winterbury case from them, but this was my first time. And look at this little kit. They sent it in this little bag, and look at this. Whoop. So it comes with the finishing ribbon to go around. You ruche that ribbon, which I've never done before, so that's exciting. It comes with all the called fors, look at those little twisted up little bundle of deliciousness. And I got 36 count fabric. I have no idea what this is. It's just enough to do it, obviously. So I'm going to do a middle start on this. But look at, it's really pretty. This is definitely not the called for because it's the wrong count. But I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful and I love it and I'm excited. So yeah, so I thought this was a very affordable option. It was definitely, this was like a birthday treat to myself. But they're really, I mean, this is really nice. And I love it because that'll be its little project. It's all in there, nice and cute. So this, I don't have a plan to start it, but this would be a perfect, like, on my free Friday to be like, I just want something different to do. This would be perfect to pick up. I got some, Mad for Minders had a Black Friday sale. So I got some minders, pancakes, excuse me. You's a plump kitten. Eating the popcorn, reading the comments. And I'm a Dr. Pepper fan, so. But anyway, she had a Black Friday sale, so I didn't have to, but I did. And then, so remember when I bought all those bulb pins and I was like, I have 8 million bulb pins to use. Well, I went on Amazon again and I thought, well, maybe they have some like charms, like sewing type charms. Well, they do. You can buy a whole sack of them. I don't know. There's like 120 in here. But there's some, I was like, I could hurt somebody with this bag. But there's a little sewing machine. There's a needle. There's little scissors. I want to find my favorite one. These ones. I love this one. It's little stork scissors. Ah, cute. So, Anyway, I guess I have to make 8 million pillows and put 8 million bulb pins with 8 million little sewing charms on them. But they'll come in handy and they'll be cute for gifts. And so that was okay. For Christmas, my husband got me the light, which I think is working. Let me know what you think. He got me these 2 cute little needle minders. They're little kitties in coffee cups. And then he got me this pretty needle case. It's a needle case, which I've never used before, but I have 8 million needles, so I thought that was really sweet. He, you know, he made an effort to go out and get me a few things. So, I did buy a project bag because apparently I'm addicted, but I'm going to show you. I have to go back. Sorry, guys, I shouldn't do this, but I hope you understand. My baby Fergus was by far the cutest puppy who ever existed. Oh my gosh, you guys, sorry. Okay, so this is baby Fergus. He's the cutest puppy. And his ears were down. They come down and then they went up one at a time. And so when I saw this project bag, I simply had to have it. It's my baby Fergus. And this is super cute. This is from Kathy's Posies on Etsy. I've bought many of her bags, but we have that. This says stitched. And then look at this fabric. Oh, and the back is stripes, which I love. Look at this cool, like, text fabric on the inside. Isn't that great? So, I love it. It will be used. Don't you worry. And then I had another lovely piece of Stitchy Kindness sent to me. This was sent by a friend in the comments, and she had said that she had bought 2 of these and would like to share. And it is a Trisha Koga book. And I just have to say, so I don't have an LNS. And so I have seen these books, but I haven't purchased them because I can never see what's inside, right? I can see that there's a cover, but I don't necessarily know what's inside. And this is beautiful. It is really, really a gorgeous book. It's called With Thy Hands. And it has inside this beautiful piece of her art. It has all the information about all, the colors, how to stitch everything beautifully, color patterns, historical information, stories about things. It's really, really a beautiful book made by somebody who, obviously she's an artist, but she's also has such care with things. So this is the one I think I'm going to start first. Hands to Work, Hearts to Love. I also, this front one, the big one, I would love this part and make it into a drum. I don't know. There's something about when things come like this that I can just see more options in it than just stitching the piece. I don't know. I don't know why that happens. But anyway, I'm so grateful to my friend in Arizona. I'm so, so grateful for this, and I'm so excited to kind of piece together a really fun stitch. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate it. I'm going to try not to cry today, so that's one goal. Okay. I think that's all my haul. That's everything. So on to plans. My plans are to continue my 27.5 and to continue the pick-a-whip as my son pulls items out. Like I said, I'm going to give myself Fridays to do things if I want to. If I don't, I'll just continue to, like, whatever. The Friday is for what I want. If I want to stop and read, if I want to finish things, whatever the case may be. And not to say that I'm not going to, the whole thing of this year is I'm not going to be rule heavy about probably anything. So if I have to get something done, I'll have to get something done. The other thing is that my stitching group that I go to, if he picks like a huge sampler or something, I'll be honest, I'm not going to take it there. So I continue to have my little squirrel project for that. So hopefully it won't be, I won't get bored by it is my concern. But 2 little things that I'm going to add on to that. A lovely friend lent me this Prairie Schooler chart. It's the 12 Days of Christmas. I have an addiction to the 12 Days of Christmas. And the finished piece of this is bonkers. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And so I am waiting on a piece of fabric for this. But I have all the DMCs. I'm ready to roll. And because she lent me this, I want to get it back to her too sweet. So when the fabric arrives, this is going to be a start, and I'm just going to have this with me. It can be a piece that I take to the group. It can be a piece I work on Fridays, but I am going to pick away at this one. This is my Nutcracker bag, also from Kathy's Posies. I want to make sure I give a concerted effort to this so that I can get it back to her by hopefully next Christmas. So that's kind of a, I don't know, focus piece, I guess. So I want to give this a little time kind of constantly and kind of pick at it. The other thing that I did that I totally just spaced out until now, I made a whip go board, mostly because I didn't want to miss out. I'm not posting in the groups or anything. I just had the random number generator thing. Anyway, I had it pick 24 whips. I put them on a board all for one day. Interestingly enough, one of my January picks was Eat Crow. So I got that off. And that's what I kind of thought. I thought, well, hopefully most of these will be picked off by the pick it and whip it. But if I'm on a Friday and I just don't want to do whatever and I want something, I could always go to the whip board and the whip go board and pick one of those things. So I don't know. I just kind of did it because I didn't want to not do it. But I'm not posting in the group or anything. It's very, very unofficial. But I did it. And then the last kind of plan is Trisha of Three Owl Threads is making an effort this year on her Flosstube to kind of give herself a chunk of time. And her plan, I think, is to do kind of a stitch with me every Sunday. And she's working on her huge piece. I think it's a Plum Street sampler called And We Sinned. So it's an Adam and Eve situation. She has been working on it for a long time, but that's her focus. And so her hashtag for the Sunday stitch-alongs is On Sundays We Sin, Sal. On Sundays We Sin, Sal. So she's kind of just encouraging people to join her. She's going to do all Adam and Eve pieces. I don't have any Adam and Eve pieces. So what I thought I would do is I pulled out this puppy, which I had kind of lost track of. I don't know why, but this is an oldie. This is an oldie. This is ooh, I didn't know that was there. Sorry. Oh, please. This is 99 Bottles by Ink Circles. And I started this 1,000,001 years ago. I don't even know when. I don't know when. I didn't write it down. But every single one of these bottles is, number one, different, and number two, a real beer. So this is stitched on 40 count. This says country mocha, but I think it's vintage country mocha. And I'm stitching this for my husband. And holy cats! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm on the 7th row of 9. Look at that cute little needle minder. And I have so much done. This thing is a beast. It is a beast. It is. But it is so, it's really fun too. So I figured I don't have like Adam and Eve level sin, but maybe this would work. So I've left her a comment. I don't know, but that's my plan. To give this a little time every Sunday with Trisha, or if I rewatch it on Monday or whatever. I don't think that you have to be married to being there on Sunday mornings because that's kind of difficult. But whenever I watch her video, she's thinking like half-hour to 45-minute chunks. So whether I watch the video on Sunday or Monday or Thursday or whatever, this is going to be my project that I work on with those videos. And I'm hoping I can chunk it away. This would be really nice. Is our 9 going to fit on there? Oh, Jesus. Oh, well. I'll just put 8 rows. He's never going to count them. I must have measured. Oh, Lord. Okay. Anyway, this is what happens when you take things out after a long while. But I would really like to get this finished. And I think, you know, when I started this, I think my husband could have cared less. But I think over the last year, he's gained a new appreciation for what stitching gives to me. And so it's not really about the stitching, it's about the stitching. And so I think he might be more appreciative of it. So, continue with my 27.5, continue with my pick it and whip it's, give myself a little freedom on Fridays, spend a little time with Trisha on Sundays, and try to get that prayer school back to my friend within a year. That's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things, but they're all really good things. And that makes me really happy because I'm really hoping 2024 will be a good year. Doesn't need to be better, doesn't need to be anything. I just want it to be good. And we go back to Utah at the end of March and we'll see what happens there. Who knows? I'm in no control over anything except for what I can do right now. So what I'm going to do right now is thank all of you for watching. Comment if I'm sure I misspoke about things because I always do. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're working on. And if things don't go awry, we'll do this again. We'll talk to you later. Bye.